What's up, people? I just spent the last half an hour doing a show with my mic turned off. Trust me to get all this new stuff and not even know what the hell I'm doing. Please, guys, if you come in the show and you can't hear me, please just tell me because I don't want to spend 20 minutes next time. So yeah, anyway, it's the it's the EFL Cup semi-final, second leg at Old Trafford versus Nottingham Forest. We got a 3-0 victory in the game at the City Ground with goals from I can't even remember who anymore. But yeah, we won the game 3-0 and we are on fire. We'll take a look at who actually scored shortly. But the main thing is we got a 3-0 cushion. We're at Old Trafford and we should be able to win this game easily or even draw. I can't see us losing 3-0, that's for sure, and going to extra time and all that nonsense. So, and penalties. So yeah, as long as Ten Hag picks the right side, we'll be all right. We'll be okay. But yeah, so let's take a look at the team news. I just listened to the press conference earlier. Great to see KG actually asking the questions as well. It was lovely. But yeah, so who's out? Who's in? What's the news? The team news is Eriksen is definitely out. We already know that because of the massive, mad challenge you had from Andy Carroll at the weekend in the FA Cup, destroying our player, our key player that we need. Was not happy with that at all. The minute I saw it, I knew he was going to be out. It was a bad challenge, very bad. He's so clumsy. I've seen him do things like that before. And again, it's just like, oh, man, what are we going to do without Eriksen? But we have a partnership that does quite well in international scenes. So we have Casemiro, who plays with Fred for Brazil. So we already have a ready-made midfield. Yeah, I know it's not as good as Eriksen, of course. But, you know, Fred brings his own stuff. And that's exactly what Ten Hag said. He brings his own qualities to the game. And he's a good partnership with Casemiro. They both kind of work together well. Let Fred get forward a bit more. And even you can even have Fred sit back. They can actually both go forward at times. And one of them sits because Fred can sit around and try and rat around. But I think he complements him very, very well because he's got the legs. He's got much more legs to get about the field, up the field and back. And I don't keep this. So you got to keep Casemiro in there no matter what. But yeah, who's going to come in for Eriksen? I expect Fred, exactly what the manager said. And Eriksen is out. McTominay is out still. Dalot, we know, is out. And Donny is out. And hopefully, Dancing with the Devil says, hi, bro, what do you think of the new signing, Sabitzer? Have we actually got him now? Have I just missed something in the last hour, Dancing with the Devil? Because we were just talking, me and my son were just talking just this. Let me just bring that up. See if I can bring it up online. And let's see what we can see here. Let's see. I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm going to share my screen shortly, but let's see if we actually got any news on Sabitzer. Let's bring that up. Sabitzer. ZER, isn't it? Signs. Let's see if I write signs for Man United because he is a good player. Has he signed 2 hours ago? United, I'm working on a deal to sign midfielder Sabitzer ahead of the evening. Okay, maybe ahead of the deadline. Yeah, he is a good player. He is a very good player. I would like to see him come in to be helped. Schwabe, what's he saying? If it's true, what do you think? Yeah, Sabitzer, look, he's been at Bayern Munich. Of all teams, Bayern Munich is a big side. We know that. They're the best side in Germany. And you don't get in that side and play regularly, for them if you're not good. We're looking at some highlights as well because my son was like, no, I don't want him. And he started looking at his goals, some of his goals and some of his play. And he even scored some free kicks as well. And he was like, oh, that looks sick. He was like, yeah, exactly. You know, he's a player that you're going to bring in. He's going to do a job. He's going to do a job at a certain level. If he can do a job for Bayern Munich at certain levels, you know they're Champions League team who get very far in the Champions League all the time. And he can play in a number of positions as well. I don't know a lot about him, but I do know, look, Sabitzer has got bits. He's got bits about him. We know Donny's out long term. We know Dalot's out. McTominay's out, like I said, and Eriksen. So, yeah, I can see Fred getting in there. I think Eriksen, if you guys agree with me here, he's like the Herrera that we used to have, like the one who helps the defense and also helps the attack, and's got a bit of intelligence about him, and always helpful to have in that kind of side. So Dance with the Devil said he's on his way to United now. Fabrizio Romano says, here we go. Okay, then he is definitely coming. There's a vid on him on the airport to Manchester. Okay, all good, because we do need another player in there. We were short in there. That's the one position that I really think we're really short in there. So yeah, it'd be nice to see him come and play again. So we don't want to have to rely on your McTominay Freds. We want them to be able to come in the side under no pressure and do their bits and come out. I'm sure over the next couple of games, we'll integrate in Sabitzer then. So that's not a problem at all. Other news is Sancho. I really hope he's back. That'll be return of the Sanch. Let's see him come back in and just enjoy himself. And Martial as well. If you know what, does anybody know what kind of injury Martial has? Because I'd like to know. Has anybody mentioned it? I wish someone said it in the pressers. Like, what is actually wrong with Martial? Because we need to know. Because if we did know, then at least we'll be able to say, like, you know what, you're letting us down, or you're not letting us down. You're working hard, you're trying for the team even though you're injured. It could be an Achilles injury. From the last thing I remember, something tells me it was an Achilles. That is very, very difficult to deal with. And it can be something that comes and goes, and you can't really do much unless you get an operation. So, yeah, Dancing with the Devil says personal terms agreed. So that's perfect. He is definitely coming then. Thank you. Gonna have to get you to give me the news all the time. Sancho will be like a new signing. Wow, Martial is made of glass. What's wrong with him? It's true. He is absolutely killing himself at the minute to continue coming back. So look, we've got Weghorst now who's gonna start, but I would like to see Martial if he can be given. Weghorst can give him as much time as he needs to get fit and actually stay fit, and then come in the side and then swap between them. If Martial has a game where he's tired and he's not really wanting to, he's not really on it, take him off and bring Weghorst on and play a different type of game. Simple as that. So yeah, if for me, I was talking about this earlier while my mic was muted, but I'm going to say it again. I want to see Sancho play tomorrow, and I want to see Martial play tomorrow, but I don't want to see them start because Sancho hasn't played so far. Martial, I don't want him to start and get injured. I want this to happen. Imagine this. Remember the preseason when you had who up front was doing the most damage? Rashford on the left, Martial up front, Sancho on the right. So considering that we're 3-0 up, how about this? You start with Garnacho on the left, who's on fire. You put Weghorst up front, and you put Anthony on the right, who's played the last 2 games very, very well and scored and looked one of the best, better players in the side. Let them free play. Get 1-0 up. Half time. Sancho, Rashford, Martial, get on the field, lads. Get on the field and go and just play. Go and enjoy yourselves. No worries. We're probably 4-0 up or even still 3-0 up. Go on. Go do your thing, guys. Go do whatever comes to mind. Go get us 3 goals in the second half. Imagine that coming off the sidelines at halftime. How are Nottingham Forest going to feel with Sancho, Rashford, Martial coming on up front? That would be ridiculous. And no pressure, Sanch. Look, we've taken you out of the limelight for I don't know how long now. There you go, son. There you go. You've got a 3-0 cushion. Go and do what you want. If you have a bad game, who cares? We're going to win anyway. If you lose the ball, who cares? We know you'll come back from so long. We know it's like a preseason for you. Come and take that spot, mate. I love it if you've got Anthony versus Sancho on every week versus each other, trying to get that spot. And then you've got Garnacho for Rashford. That's like Chelsea days. Remember when Chelsea days when Mourinho just had like Damien Duff and Robin, and then he went and bought Salah, and he bought, who did he have? He had Salah and the other German winger. I can't remember his name. If anyone can remember his name, the German winger who came as well. He wasn't as good as them, but imagine you had 2 crazy pace players and then 2 players to come off the bench and kill it. And that's what we'll have on both sides. So I'll love that. I'd like to see Iqbal get some minutes. I would as well, because, he does look like one of the best technically of the players that we have in midfield. And yeah, Schürrle, that was it, Shoaib. Schürrle, that was the one. So they had Schürrle and Salah coming on both sides. And then remember, at that point, they even had De Bruyne on the bench and he wasn't even playing him. And I was thinking, what kind of mad team is this? We didn't know about De Bruyne being that good or Salah being that good. But Mourinho knows his players, that's for sure. But yeah, so that would be, it's just nice that we're going to have great replacements for players coming off the bench. That's what I want to see. So yeah, so I'll just talk to you a little. I'm going to share my screen and show you a little bit of what these other boys have been doing at the club. I know this is a little, let me just get it up for you, see if I can get it up. The first time using this. Right, so if you take a look here, guys, I'm sure you can see the screen. Yes, you can. And you can see here, we did score. Weghorst scored, Rashford scored, and Bruno scored. And we had 15 shots versus their 13. So they were quite dangerous. They were quite dangerous. 68% possession versus their 32 and 87% accuracy from passing for us. But let's take a look at the lineups because, look, when you look here, you can see Surridge was pace. I never seen him play before, but in the flesh, he was pace. Gibbs-White was causing Casemiro some big trouble, and Johnson was also causing trouble. Danilo had a good game. So those lot in attack, they're very quick, and I can see why Surridge has got 6 goals now. I can see it wasn't Surridge. Surridge is the other guy. It was Johnson who was ripping it down the wing, I'm quite sure. Yeah, him is this man here, Johnson. He was absolutely flying past people. Surridge got that goal that was called offside. And but for us, as you can see, Malacia, Martinez, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Eriksen, Casemiro. So that will change with Fred in there. Like I say, I'm going to tell you my starting lineup, but that is their team that did start. So if you just remember how fast they were, how good they were in attack, and Martinez had to be really on his game to do the job. Dancing with the Devil, exactly what I want to see. I want to see Sancho in that hole, to be fair. That's where I think he will do the most damage for United. He's just got the attributes to be able to do that. Dribble with the ball, pop and move, get the ball back. It'll be dangerous, man. Another quick player in the team that can just cause trouble. And it's attacking midfield. It's like the second striker, isn't it? It's like you got the striker Weghorst and you got the one off him, or you got the striker Martial with the Sancho off him. So it would be lovely to have him in the cam position. I wouldn't mind seeing Bruno come off and Sancho going in the cam and Anthony staying on even. Then you got all of the boys on. That would be ridiculous. Imagine that. Casemiro, Fred, Rashford comes on, Martial up front, Sancho in the hole, and Anthony on the right. Sorry, but just bringing me back to FIFA Lite. That's what I do at the minute. And some reason Anthony is like Messi on FIFA, by the way. And yeah, he's unbelievable. I wish he can do exactly that in the game, in real life. But he's getting there. He's getting there. But look, I'm going to talk to you about my predicted lineups. So yeah, I think when it comes to the back four, I think we're going to have to start today. We've got a 3-0 cushion. Surely we're going to see this man play. Mr. Butland. I know you got Crystal Palace top on, but listen, Butland, you're with us now. Change your top. Premier League, sort out his top so I can, cut and paste his picture with Man United kit on. So, yeah. Butland, I'm going to say you're going to go in goal. I think De Gea is going to get a night off, surely. With Wan-Bissaka, he's got to play. Reason why is because Dalot's injured and ain't no one else going to come in unless he wants to swap Malacia over to the right and bring Shaw back in to let him get some game time because he's not been well recently. So he needs to get some minutes, get the air in his chest again. So, but I think Wan-Bissaka is going to play. I think you're going to have to start Lindelof and not Maguire because of their pace. It's too much pace. So if you're going to give someone a rest, you got to give Lindelof the game. You can't let Maguire start this game, I don't think. I'm not saying that it will be a major issue if he does, but I just think if he gets caught one-on-one, it's over. Like, against that kind of pace, you don't want to do that. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you can go 1-0 down and give them any kind of lifeline in this game. We need to keep that back door shut. And especially with Eriksen out, we're going to have to be able to hold on to that ball better. And if they pressure us like they did last game, they're going to get some joy because they did get a little bit of joy. Gibbs-White was causing some havoc to Casemiro at times. And look, Martinez was stretched. Yeah, I see Lindelof playing and I see Shaw playing. I see Shaw playing centre-back in this game. And then Malacia going left back. I can see that happening because I think on Saturday he'll play Shaw left back, and then you'll have the big boys back in, Martinez coming back in at left back, and Varane coming in at right-sided centre back, sorry, left centre back, and Varane coming in at right centre back. Where's Varane gone? Varane's gone missing. He's on holiday even on my screen. There he is. There he is. Yeah. So I see Varane coming in. But so my back four: Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Shaw, Malacia. That is going to be the first back four. I'm going with Casemiro getting the minutes. We need to start strong. We need to show them we mean business. We're not going to open up no back door for these guys to get back in the game. Let's get another goal, then change it up. So I see Casemiro playing. And I see his partner, his friend, his international partner coming in with him. Fred, get in there, do a job, go get us a goal, or do whatever you want to do, mate. Just run around and be the legs. Be the legs, mate. I see Bruno, Mr. Bruno. Why can't I not see these faces easily? There we are. Bruno getting in there in the hole. Definitely. He plays every game. He needed to play. He needs to play every game. It's like we've got a spine in the side that needs to always play. No, it is also De Gea most of the time, but sometimes you can give him a rest. But I did see Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno being the main people that has to play through the middle of this team for us to really be, a solid team week in, week out. So it doesn't surprise me that Sabitzer is going to come in there to sit alongside Casemiro. Let's see how good he is. Let's see how similar he is to an Eriksen. He's obviously not going to have exactly the same stats, but he'll be something similar. He's got a go for it about him, that's for sure. He can score free kicks, and he's got a volley on him. I've seen some goals. I did have a quick look once I saw it, and he does look pretty good. But yeah, I've got Casemiro, Fred, Bruno in the hole, and I would definitely start, like I said, Garnacho, sit on the left. Go on the left and use your pace, lad, and go and enjoy yourself. Go and destroy someone like you've been doing every single week. And then the big man who's been actually come out of his shell in the last 2 games, Mr. Anthony. I want to see a goal from you, lad. I want to see you hit the target a lot more with a lot higher ratio than you are right now. You had 6 shots the other day. It's great that you got 6 shots, but to miss the target and the way you missed the target, not really under pressure, it tells me that your finishing needs some work. So I want you to stay. I'm your coach now. I want you to stay behind after training, come in early as well, and I want you to work and think about free kicks, think about shots while you're at home, think about how you're going to hit the ball when you get on the training field, and then just do some extra training when you get after training, because you really need to up that left foot. Because if you haven't got a right, I've been saying it to my group in the Dukes United show group, WhatsApp group, this guy, he needs to up his left foot from a 6 to a 7-8. If he can do that, he can work on that left foot to be a 7-8, where most of his crosses are pinpoint, most of his shots are on target or close when you're under no pressure. And then I will say, you know what? This guy has a chance to become what we all hope him to be. I think when he first came, I expected him to be in the crazy high bracket of the Hazards and these boys. But I think he's just a bracket below, and he can push to that higher bracket. But I'm yet to see it. I can't see him ever taking on a man on the outside, but I can see him coming inside and getting overlapped from the right back and coming inside and getting shots off or 1-2s with people. I can see him doing that, and that's what he should work on. If that's his strengths, do that. But for me, in my mind, I was thinking that he was a guy that gets on the ball and likes to get isolated with the fullback. He ain't that kind of player. He is not that kind of player. So I've got to adjust my thinking and adjust what my expectations are for him. He's a different type of player. He's a come inside. He's an inside winger. So get inside and get your stuff going from there. Link up with people. Do bits. And then we'll be happy with you if your end product can get from a 6 to a 7/8. You're doing well enough as it is on a 6. If you can get to a 7/8, you will be something special, lad, because he's got some other bits about him. Dancing with the Devil says, top 4 and Carabao Cup, I'll be happy with that this season. I'm expecting third. I can't see us being less than third the way we're playing right now. We don't lose at the moment. We haven't been losing any games we're not expected to lose. We've been winning every game we're expecting to win. We are in some proper form at the minute. I know we lost against Arsenal, but that was coming, especially with Casemiro out. It's no shame to lose to an Arsenal the way they're playing at the moment as well. So yeah, Dance with the Devil again says, I like Anthony. He works hard for the team, but he needs to take his man on and cross the damn ball. It's what I'm saying, Dance with the Devil. I'm saying the same thing, but I realize he's just not that player. He's never going to take his man on because he doesn't take men on. That's not his game. So I was thinking that all this time, but he just doesn't. I love the hard work. I love the work for the team off the ball. Absolutely amazing. And that's what keeps him in the side more than any other winger. Most wingers don't have that about them, but he does, and he has it. And yeah, like I say, cut inside, get your shots off, mate. Or cut inside, pass with someone and try and get the ball back. Same with Sancho. Sancho don't take on man like that, does he? He'll skip players who try and come in and dive on him. Or, you know, Anthony, he will turn you. Like if it is back to goal and the ball's coming to him and he can feel that the defender's coming up his ass, he will spin the man and then the guy will be sliding on the floor. Same way Sancho is. He's that kind of player, but he's not a Saint-Maximin. He's not a Dama Traore. He's not Saka. He's not Martinelli. Them players thrive on getting one-on-one with their man and want to rip them. And you know what's nice? Garnacho's got it already. He's already got it. Rashford is starting to actually get so consistent with beating his man and doing bits, slowing people down, speeding it up. That's what he's looking at, and he's actually doing it so well. He's in a groove right now, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing with Rashi. Keep it going, mate. Keep it going. I knew it was a mental thing last year. Nothing to do with ability. We've seen what you're about and what you can do. So, look, long may that continue. Long may that continue. So, up front, I've gone with Garnacho, like I said, on the left. I'm going with Anthony on the right. And I'm starting with Veg, Mr. Veghi up front. I think if you start with them, like I say, I can't wait to see Rashford come on the left. Yeah. Martial, come on up front. Imagine them three and Sancho standing there, all three together on the sideline, just slapping these guys. Come on, off you come. I'm going on. Let's enjoy ourselves for the last 45 minutes of the game. That's going to be absolutely tremendous. I hope that's the case. I hope they're available, and I hope that's the case. And I'm going with. Let me just write this in. Let me have a think about what I'm going to do. What are you guys going with anyway? Get your comments in, you guys. What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow? I'm going with. You know what? It's not going to be. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going with that. And I'm actually going with, I think, you know what? First half's going to be 1-0. I think first half's going to be 1-0 to United. And I'm going to put who's going to score. I think Garnacho's going to score the first. I think Garnacho's going to get the first because he's the man. I want Anthony to score as well, though. So then if it's only 1-0 at half time and Anthony comes off, no, I think Rashford's going to score and Sancho, of all players, he's going to get on the score sheet. I think that's going to happen. Take a look. I've got it the wrong way around, so let's just change that up. I've got Man United winning. I think we're going to win 3-1. I think they're going to get a goal because they've got a bit about them. I don't think we can keep them quiet for 2 games on the trot, back to back, and not concede 1 goal because they did look dangerous. They were pretty good. So yeah, you know my. You know what? I've got a new computer and the keyboard is not in English. So it's not a QWERTY keyboard. So I'm looking at it and I'm pressing buttons and they're not even the buttons I'm trying to press. It's an absolute mare, but just got to deal with it. So I have to like work off memory of like what my hands would normally press. But yeah, I'm going with Man United 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Remember what I said because I will be shorting this and putting it on Insta and everything. We're going to win. And I'm starting to learn what 1981, great year to be born, same as me. Yes, I am 40, whatever. I can't even remember my age anymore. So, yes, same as you. Yes, Dancing with the Devil, you know. So, you know the same things I grew up with. I'm sure the same things you grew up with. So, wait a second. What was Dancing with the Devil saying? I'm going 3-0. Garnacho, Anthony, and Bruno. Okay. That'll be nice. That'll be great. So, yeah, it's 3-1. 3-1 for me. I think we'll change the back four up a bit. Tuanzebe's been back in training. I wonder if he'll get in the squad because he won't, will he? Because Maguire will be there. And some of the young, but will Pellistri get some minutes? Will he get on the field for maybe Bruno comes off and Sancho goes in the hole and then Pellistri comes on the right? That could be an option. Sorry. So yeah. Anyway, look, I've just done this twice. I cannot believe I was just on the call on this thing doing, I don't know, I did most of this show on mute. Cannot believe it. But look, everything's getting better. We're working on, I'm going to be learning more how to use this stuff, how to use all of this streaming stuff as well. So you're going to be seeing new things. I'm going to be practicing while not on air next time. And yeah, thanks a lot, everybody, for coming on. It's been great. We are on the show after the games kick off at 8 o'clock. So we will be on at 10:15, hopefully with Garth there as well. And yeah, it's been nice. Dancing with the Devil, you've been on fire. Keeping me real company here, telling me some news. Always do that for me. Always do that for me. Make sure you hit that like button if you've enjoyed this. And make sure you're subscribing. And make sure you hit the notifications because I do come on sometimes, lastminute.com, and I put things up. So if you're not obviously seeing it in advance, you won't see and you'll have to go back and rewatch. It's not a problem anyway, is it? Coming back and rewatching later. It's not a problem at all. I'll say what I think. I'll tell you guys exactly how it is according to my mind and how I see things as a football player. I don't watch a game just waiting for goals. I just see everything and I'm watching, I'm learning. I'm not learning. Of course I'm learning, but what I'm saying is I'm seeing it in a way of what I expect how the team to play and how they expect to be moving, where they expected to be going, what they expected to see happening. And yeah, Axel, what was that? Axel looked a real good prospect. He was awesome against PSG. Do you think he can get back to his best? He's another one that's injury prone like mad. He was injury prone before he left. He was injury prone when he was at Villa. He was okay for that Villa spell. He comes back to United, plays a couple of games, he's injured. And then he's injured for such a long spell and he ain't even play no games. So he might be one of them players that are just injury prone. I came across a few of them in my time when I was playing. Even a good friend of mine, Matt Murray, you see him on Sky. He was another one where he would just get injured all the time, his goalkeeping, and he'd always just pick up an injury and he'd come back and he'd be on fire, then just pick up another injury. And it was just so annoying for him. It was so like, must be depressing, innit? You get back fit and you're out for like another few months, not like a week or something, like few months. And then you come back and you're out again. And this guy is out for years. Like, I don't know how long Tuanzebe ain't played for. So when you start getting injuries that often, like Jones and them boys, you just got to call it a day one day, and say, you know what? I ain't going to be fit again. It's like me now. I'm old. I can't even do the same workouts. I try. I think my brain thinks that I can still work hard like that. But my body's 41 or 42. I don't even know how old I am anymore. But yeah. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for joining me, and look forward to seeing you guys for the review, for the post-match reaction, and with us hopefully with some points. Hopefully, I expect us to have points. What are you talking about? A Wembley visit, and then picking up a cup in that final in Eric Ten Hag's first season, and Rashford scoring the winner. You know exactly. You can see it coming as well. Peace out. See you guys soon.